Hi, Xanthe here. I'm just going to do some makeup, and it's summer here, so I'm not going to bother with liquid foundation. I'm just going to use powder instead. With my hair, I've washed my hair today, mostly dried it, stuck it in a few Velcro rollers, just give it a bit of a bend. So the weather is very windy and dry, so I'm just going to apply a little bit more moisturiser to my cheek areas. So I have combination skin, always have. So I've already got, I use this one as often as necessary, the Cetaphil one, but I've also got a Olay sensitive one which I use if I'm going to be going outside at all. So okay, so the main makeup that I use when I don't want to use a liquid foundation, especially in the summer, I use a natural mineral cover blemish loose powder, medium N4, Nude by Nature. It's really quick and easy. I don't feel like wearing tons of makeup, so I'm just going to wear something sparingly. So tend to be getting more dark circles with getting older, so I'm just going to put a little bit of colour corrector. So I've got Dark Peachy by NYX, just a correcting concealer, so just on any darker patches as well, just anything you want to kind of tone down. So the idea is that it tones down any of the blues, and just that tend to be in the dark shadows. If you had different coloured dark shadows, then you might need to use a different colour, but that's the idea of it. So even though my complexion doesn't have a lot of orange in it, it's very desaturated, that's why it often looks kind of greenish. Still, we just use that for the colour corrector. And then also just going to use just a tiny touch of not foundation, concealer, just under the eyes. I've got here Revlon Brighten and Hydrate Serum Concealer, light medium. It is quite a lot lighter, and again it's kind of peachy, but if you're just using a tiny amount, rather than slathering it on thick like some people do. If I wanted to bring in some of the olive in my complexion, if I was using liquid foundation, I would mix a little bit of that and more neutral. So anyway, just kind of, I'm not trying to go for a completely flawless appearance. I still prefer a more natural look, but it's just to kind of, you know, so people don't go, oh, you look so tired. Anyway, the colour that I'm wearing at the moment, and I've picked out a few possible colours to wear, is basically a dark green, but a turquoise leaning green. So it's, we've got the CNY RGB, so we've got your cyan and your green there. It is basically leaning towards cyan, which is basically a green leaning blue. And then if we've got medium here, so that's like if it was a medium kind of cyan leaning turquoise, and then we go deeper and then we're going darker. So I've picked out a few colours that could go. Now for the base, the easiest and quickest way basically is just this powder. So just dab the brush in there and just apply it all over. It's just to kind of just absorb some of the oils and sweat during the day, and just to smooth things out a little bit, because I do have hyperpigmentation, so I get like sort of patchy, but it is definitely worth with the sun and some hormonal changes. So postmenopausal now, but it was definitely worse when I was on the contraceptive pill and with pregnancy, just, brown patches here and here, and so anyway, that is basically it. Really quick and easy. So that is the base, and the blush that I'm going to wear is the coolest one that I have, because this could be considered to be a cool leaning colour. So from this Dusty Rose blush duo from Chi Chi, I would pick that one. So I've got a few different blushes. Basically when I pick colours, I swatch them on myself if they look okay on my skin. Then I pick and mix those colours. I can't even mix them together and then choose what goes best with it, with whatever I'm wearing. So I tend to go for colours which lean cool and lean warm. Prefer deep but not necessarily dark, medium to sort of deep colours. So you might have seen that I kind of been doing some shorts just showing what colours I would choose for different, if I was wearing different colours. And I think suit slightly muted colours. When you have all those colour analysis, they tend to not cater for anyone in between. They go soft versus clear or muted versus bright. There's not really any in between, and definitely with makeup I suit better deeper and muted rather than say like a bright coral or something. It would just stand out. So my own colouring is very neutral and muted, but I have medium contrast because of my hair and my eyes being darker than my medium skin. Now so eyeshadow, don't want to go overboard. I was thinking of either between this Spiced Mauves palette or Cool Browns palette, and then maybe using the dark green from this Mermaid palette. So the only colours that I really use from this palette are that one, and then a touch of that one sometimes. I could use most of that palette, except I probably wouldn't use that light, and I probably could use most of that palette. Let's try that one because you probably haven't seen that one before. So I always use the same general kind of placement. So I use a medium colour, so maybe most of these are kind of shimmery, so which one should I choose? Just kind of I'm going to mix these two together. Medium colour, just experiment with the colours for just this top area here, just because I have got what's called hooded eyes, so it's just to kind of suggest the crease being a little bit higher, and then I put the light on my lid and a little bit darker here and a dark underneath. I find that placement, no matter what colour gets used, generally suits my eye shape the best. And I'm just going to find some brush shapes. So put the let's go for these kind of darker colours just on the outer edge. You can just press it on with my fingers as well. Sort of that mauvey colour. So my eyes are hazel. They seem to change in the lighting, and some lighting I've been told they look yellow. I had someone mistake them for blue one time, but they in some lighting they can look bright green, but most of the time they look like olive kind of green, and you can see if you look closely a mixture of different colours. Sometimes they can kind of look grey, so I put a little bit on the outside there, and sort of want to try and relax the eye as well to see how much is on that top part, rather than, you know, looking surprised. Now, so I'm going to use the dark green to sort of use like a chisel, very thin chisel brush for the lower part. Use a bit of that, and I'm just going to underline. Now, of course, if I was in a hurry, I couldn't really be bothered. I can either skip my makeup altogether, or if I just wanted to touch, I would tend to just underline it and then just put some of the dark around there. It's not really obvious that it's the darker green, but it's kind of something that kind of coordinates with what I'm wearing. And then I'm just going to apply a touch of a shimmery colour, so maybe that for the just above the iris, just as a highlight. And since we've got some other shimmers, let's just apply the darker one, sort of in between. Oops, where we did that shadowing. On the ground there. Then I like to use one of these kind of shape brushes that's called a buffoon brush on here, just to do the blending. Usually people would use it for sort of foundations and stuff, but I find that this is the quickest and easiest way to blend an eyeshadow. And also if I'm wearing a contour, I use it to, you know, blend contour as well. So eyebrows, just use one of these spoolie type things to comb them, and got really low maintenance eyebrows, thank goodness. I'm using here then the NYX Lift and Snatch brow tint pen, which is just like a fine pen, and I just use it just for any slightly sparse areas. Still got they're not bushy eyebrows, but they're still fairly dark. Did I say this one was called Espresso? So it's not black, but it is like almost black. It's like a really sort of like a brown black, very neutral colour. And then I've been using lately dark brown mascara instead of black. I've been finding I'm using it more often. So this is Natio Brown, and it does look more natural because it's more closer to my hair colour, because I don't actually have black hair. I have brown hair. My mother had black hair. She's got grey hair now. And this was actually my natural hair colour. I haven't gone grey yet, so 53. And I do think though my hair has softened a bit in pigmentation. It's apparent in some lights, and some lights it looks very dark, and others you can actually see golden highlights on it. And some lights even you can see red in it, because the darker the hair is, generally, unless it's definitely in the cool range with black, it is quite a lot of red in it, but it's disguised by the darker brown pigment. So that is that. Now then just do a bit of lip colour. So I've got some possibilities here which I could choose. I think this colour could go nice with sort of purple, especially when I've gone for the spicy mauves. You know, the sort of you know, they're not bright purples. So I've got this one which I like called Porto Please, and by Revlon. So that's a pearl. I've got this one Mulberry by Mix Factor. I like that. You can go a lot cooler with the colours than these as well. And or you can go red, so I'll just compare one. This one's Uncut Ruby by Revlon. So it's a cream. Now, let's see. I don't really feel like staining it a while, so I won't go for the red. It's more contrasty. Let's try the mulberry, the Mix Factor. It's got a bit of a shimmer to it. I never wear lip liner, I haven't for years. And also because I've got a scar here from skin cancer surgery. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to wash my hands, because I don't want to put makeup in my hair. I'll be right back. So I can use this also just to separate any lashes as well. And I'm going to take my hair down. So I basically just use medium-sized Velcro rollers. They're cheap as, and I find them the easiest to use. I don't have any fancy hair styling tools. This wave will drop. So my hair is straight when it's long and slightly wavy when it's shorter. So I've got short layers in at the moment, and I'll just use one of those alligator clips. So I tend to just do the layers part, which is sort of this top area. I used to really suit, when I was younger, my 20s and even my 30s, a classic bob. It was very suited to my hair type. I just alternated between just a classic bob but then also just a textured bob, and kind of long to about here. But I just find it kind of heavy when it's longer, and I just got a sort of 80s inspired fringe layers cut in, so I can just arrange that with my fingers and it will drop a bit. And then if I wanted to freshen it up, I could use in a couple of days time just a flat iron and just bend it, but I usually don't have to bother. So I only wash my hair when it needs it, when the scalp's starting to feel greasy. And I hate greasy hair, just the touch of it is like ugh. So but I also don't want to strip the oils, and the same with my skin. I don't want to overwash the skin, so I use gentle products. So that's why I like the Cetaphil. I use the when I'm having a shower, just the wash as well. And then when I remove the makeup at the end of the day, I use the micellar water. I haven't tried other brands of micellar water, so I don't know what they're like. But yeah.